Mojo.
Mojo?
Mojo. The libido, the life force, the essence, the right stuff. What the French call a certain... I don't know what.
Frustration. There's another word. That's probably the best word, actually. So let's cut straight to the chase. Call it what you want. Motivation, mojo, all affected the last couple of weeks. The last 2 weeks been quite difficult with a silly little niggle injury that I've got going on. Story of my life with running and injuries. Let's get to the video. I'm going to start by addressing the elephant in the room, and that is to do with this small groin issue that I've got going on. Now, if you watch my last video, you will know that I mentioned I've been suffering with a niggle in my groin. In fact, it's an injury that I've suffered before, but in the other leg, so I recognise this one a little bit quicker. So what I would say is it's not as bad as when I first experienced this, and I think it's because I've been able to get on top of it quicker. But I'm not going to spend too long on that because I don't want to be too negative and this video all to be about an injury, because it isn't. But I think let's look on the positive. There is a caveat in that this thing would kind of stress me out, and I think I've been given a small glimmer of hope on the horizon with obviously my outlaw race, which is one of my A race in Nottingham, now being pushed back by 5 weeks, which is quite handy in this situation because I've not really been able to do much running whatsoever. So yeah, I've got time in the bank, so I'm not too stressed out over it. It's just annoying, and it's dealing and being patient, I suppose. So with that race being pushed back 5 weeks, I have been able to take my foot off the gas just a little bit and not worry too much about my fitness and that kind of thing. And really my priority the last 2 weeks has been trying to overcome this small little niggle. It's the story of my life. Running and injuries. All my injuries are running associated, and I don't know if there's other athletes out there that experience a similar thing. So last weekend I had to take a real complete rest. So it meant no training Friday, no training Saturday or Sunday or Monday. So 4 days of absolutely doing nothing. I mean, I did a small bit of strength work and that was it. But I had to just give the groin some time to not actually, stress it any more than what it was. And it made a massive difference. I was able to go for a 30-minute run on Tuesday, absolutely pain-free. That's led me into a run this morning, which I wanted to do yesterday, but I was a bit cautious. That run went okay this morning. There was a bit of pain to start with, and then it sort of disappeared. So I'm hoping now that, well, I've got to see how it reacts, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be all right. But one thing was noted, that taking those 4 days off and going back to training this week and being able to do some bike sessions, my recovery, my numbers on Training Peaks, I'm looking so rested, and I felt that, really felt that. So silver lining. So you may be wondering where I picked this up, and I think, if I'm honest, it's probably just too much hard running. I still was doing those speed workouts every Tuesday, which are pretty hard on the body. A threshold workout on Thursday, which was quite tough as well. So I think it's just a combination of doing that over a period of quite a long period of time. And I just needed to ease up, and I think that's what my body's telling me. The other good news is the big half has been pushed back until August, which I'm going to defer because there's no way I'm going to run a half marathon in August. Hopefully I'll be in France and that will solve that one, so I don't have to stress with that race coming up as well. So I can just purely concentrate on the Outlaw Half now, which is in June, and that is what I need to just focus on. But that's all I'm going to say on the injury. Let's kick that out. Let's get on to other things. So that's where we're at, and the Outlaw is the focus. There's still plenty of time to get in great shape. I know that I've had a good first block of base training. Those 8 weeks have gone really well. I feel relatively quite fit, actually. Running is interesting for me because it seems, of the 3 sports, that's the one that seems to leave me the quickest, but I don't think it'll be too bad, and I don't think it'll be too long before I'm running back to where I was. So in theory, I've just delayed this next block of training by a week or 2, and we should be back on it pretty soon. Just being careful on that intensity of the running. Right, so here we're taking a look at my Training Peaks account, and you can see here the last few weeks, lots of red, lots of orange. and yellow, and that's because my training's been so sketchy. If I go back a good few weeks, you'll see all this green and all this consistent training here. And like I said, the injury really started, if I've got to go forward, just before my recovery week. So I started to feel something here, okay, and that's why I knocked that 15 miles on the head. Did only a small section of it. Managed my last real run the Thursday, which was this run here, and wasn't able to do any more. Did a bit extra cycling, and you'll see this week here, very little running indeed. In fact, all I tried was a 45-minute aerobic run, and I was unable to do it. I got 18 minutes into it, and that pain really kicked in, and it just meant no more running. And then that was when I decided the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, and the Monday that I would just take completely off. You'll notice here I got my FTP testing, and I will come on to that in just a second. But this is the last sort of week or so, and this is a bit better. I've been able to do some of the workouts. I've been running. You can see I've got my 5k aerobic in this week. Managed to do a 8-miler on the Sunday, which was quite nice. Sorry, I think it was 7 miles in the end I did, so it's quite close to that. And then this is where we are up to currently, and this I haven't planned anything more than this because I'm just seeing how it goes, but I've planned in the 3 runs. We will see how that goes, but that's where we're currently up to. First session back after my mini rest, 4 days doing nothing, and going into a workout like this, you really notice it. I'm glad that's over. I'm glad to be back. Second workout now, pain-free, so hopefully I'm over this. This morning's run was just a really simple 5k in my local park. I only went for about half an hour, keeping it really easy. And I don't usually run first thing in the morning, I find it really hard. But this morning, made sure I got up, gave myself 15 minutes or so to wake up, headed out, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think it's because I wasn't worried about pace or anything like that. I just went out and concentrated on running, and this is the second session now. At lunchtime, my bike workout, and then tomorrow's easy again, and then I will run again on Thursday, and again it'll be something really easy, nothing too hard. Again, not worrying about pace or time, or well, time in the sense I'm not going to go too long because I don't want to stress my groin too much. But that will be the way that I play this week out really, and whether the planned bike workouts will go as scheduled or whether I have to reduce the intensity down a little bit, we will see. Coming back to that, I did have to reduce the intensity on those bike workouts, only a little bit. It was just to protect things really, and the majority of the workout was done, so I will take that, and it really sets me up for this week. Just going back to one other thing I mentioned about the FTP test, and that I got that in, and what was really pleasing to see was a 15-watt increase on that, so I'm really pleased. I'm now sitting somewhere between 3.3 and 3.4 watts per kilo, so yeah, that's an increase of 0.3 over 8 weeks. So again, I'm not at race weight as well, I'm about 2 kilos off, so that will gradually go up again, I would suspect, over the next block of training. But I'm going to leave it there, guys, because this is Monday morning and I'm just about to start work, and I wanted to release this video a little bit later than what I normally do, just to give you an update on yesterday's run as well. And the pleasing thing is that went really well. I managed an hour and 5 minutes or so, and a nice easy 7 miles, 7.2 miles I think it was in the end, pain-free. Really pleasing, and that's a really good indicator. I've got no reaction this morning, there's no groin pain whatsoever, so I think we might be there. But anyway, I'll give you an update next week in the video I release. So thanks for tuning in, and I do apologise for the small break in how often I release these, but it's been a tough couple of weeks. I'll see you soon.